Everyone, I just wanted to put a video up to follow up the video that I did last night about the Star Citizen flight model and the issue that I see with the flight model being that the thrusters don't immediately try and counter your motion. So I'm going to demonstrate that using the in-game footage, using the in-game displays and showing the thrust output versus my stick input. Now you'll see my stick input down the left hand side of the screen. You can see my throttle, you can see my reverse strafe, left and right strafe. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so the first thing I want you to notice is the throttle position. So you can see my throttle will move up and down, and when I move my throttle up and down, you'll notice that my thrust output will increase and then decrease. The big thing is though, if you don't reach your maximum speed, if I move the throttle up quickly, allow it to accelerate, then allow it to come back, you'll notice that the thrust output stays in the positive for probably half a second to a second before it rolls back down and becomes a negative number where it's actually reversing your thrust. So that's what I'm talking about when I'm saying the thruster ramp down is just the thing that kills a flight model. It makes it really hard to do precision maneuvers in SCM mode. Pre is a whole other story, but at the moment that makes a big difference. Every time you want to change your throttle position quickly, going from forward thrust to back thrust, it doesn't do what you expect, where you would expect where you pull your stick back to go into reverse thrust, that actually does fire the thrusters in reverse. So it doesn't do that. What it does is it ramps the thrusters down that you were doing first and then ramps up the thrusters you're asking for after that. So that gives you your input lag, what seems like input lag. It's definitely not lag because you can see the throttle position moving on the HUD in conjunction with the throttle position down at the bottom there, which is my stick position at the time. The one time this doesn't actually happen is when you're at a steady state, like your speed isn't increasing or decreasing, you're steady at a speed. If you're already at that position and then you drop the throttle back, it actually automatically starts countering your thrust. So you don't get that ramp down and then ramp back up again in that instance. So you can see this happens in reverse as well. Here I'm going from reverse thrust to forward thrust, where it actually, the number goes from a negative back to a positive. So you can see it does the same thing no matter which direction you're going. Unfortunately, in strafe, when you move left, right, up or down, it doesn't display a thrust output or a speed for that matter, which is definitely something that could happen and should happen in my opinion to make the HUD even more useful. So anyway, that's some feedback on the flight model from my point of view. Some of the things that could change would be getting rid of the thruster ramp down. That would make a big difference to the way all the spacecraft fly. This particular problem is definitely something that affects faster ships more than slower ships, and it's something I'd like to see changed. In my opinion, there's no reason for it. The thrusters should automatically ramp up to whatever the thrust commanded is from the cockpit as quickly as it possibly can. There should be no reason for a ramp down. It should just go off and then start your next thrusters that you're commanding to fire up to slow you down or change the direction that you want. So what do you think, guys? Do you think this is a good thing or a bad thing? My opinion on it. Please leave your feedback in the comments. And thanks for watching.